What's good, people? It's Dan with Coin Servers today, just doing another altcoin news crypto analysis on one of my favorite cryptocurrencies at the moment. Well, it's been for a minute, really, and that is IOTA. But there is a lot of questions in the crypto sphere on what the hell is happening with IOTA. It just doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. Unlike that of Bitcoin, Ethereum, they seem to be having a lot of ups and downs, so it seemed to be good kind of to trade with. IOTA hasn't been budging really. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If we just go to CoinMarketCap here, we take a look at the charts. IOTA, if you look at it at the start of February, and February wasn't a good month for most of the cryptocurrencies. You got to think of it that way. And I think around this time you can see a really big dip. IOTA just really tanked down to 126, $1.26, and that was on February 6th. And a lot of nearly everything went down that day because I know that I bought on the February 2nd, which was my birthday, but I didn't buy on February 6th because I'd already taken my position. I just said I wasn't going to get in it and anything else. I think I bought some Bitcoin and some Litecoin at that time, but other than that, I didn't buy anything else. But if you look on the start of January, it was at $2.07, and we're just ending February today, and it's at $1.99 at the moment, which is pretty good now. If you could think of it, if you held for the whole month, you're probably back where you were, just maybe down a little bit more. Uh, and even if it wouldn't have been the worst store of wealth as well, because it kind of just floated in that kind of market. It went back up to $2.18 and just kind of bent back down again to 160. It's not the worst fluctuation that I've seen with some of the cryptocurrencies. Some of them have been hit a lot worse, like Cardano just seems to keep going down and down and down and down. But IOTA seems to be okay if you look at it. Remember, guys, we're still in the first quarter of 2018. We're not in the whole year hasn't gone yet. So it's just a lot of people ask questions whether it was a good investment or not. But I just want to take you through this card that I created with just some kind of ideas for why IOTA doesn't seem to be budging too much. And if you look at it this way, IOTA has difficulty for some US customers. So if we go back to CoinMarketCap and we look at the markets, you can see Bitfinex is usually the dominant area where IOTA is purchased, but this trading platform is excluding US customers now due to a whole bunch of issues. But if you look at the next one up, it would be Binance would be the next one. Binance is the next one, and US customers tend to use that a lot, and that isn't a bad place to buy IOTA. I get my IOTA on Binance and Bitfinex, but Bitfinex was the first one where I purchased my IOTA. So it's just the difficulty of accessing those exchanges. Not many people will go on some of these lower ones like OKEX. I've never even heard of that one, or Coin One. Gate.io, I know that one. I don't know Coin Falcon. So a lot of people won't trust some of these exchanges that are not familiar with them. Like if IOTA got on Coinbase tomorrow now, it would certainly moon because it would give more people the ability to adopt the currency. But if you look at the IOTA website, it really isn't the best explanation of anything to do with IOTA. That's one area where I feel IOTA isn't as brandable as some other cryptocurrencies. If you look at what Roblox has done with Nano, a lot of the big movements that Nano has done is mainly due to the marketing of the current cryptocurrency. Whereas if you come to the IOTA blog, and this is just like the actual blog where they tell you about updates and stuff like that, but the actual website, it's nice and snazzy and stuff like that. It's got like a nice background and everything like that, but it just doesn't really explain, and it's not very marketable. It looks like the dark web, which is not a good thing when you're investing money in. I don't really like the whole kind of black background on a website anyway. It always kind of has some kind of sketchy feeling to me. That's just my analysis of the website. And as well as that, they're still in development phase as well. Like if you look at it, it hasn't got a fully functional product yet. It's still in beta mode. They're still developing, still testing everything. A couple of other issues happen as well, like the peer networks that they've challenged their code, and this has happened a bunch of times now, where the members of MIT have challenged IOTA's code and basically found flaws with their system. But then again, I looked at this article on Coins Central, where it kind of goes into what uh, that foundation that tried to create about the IOTA code wasn't good enough. They kind of came out and said that, well, basically what their studies weren't actually that good in the first place. So you can read this article on Coin Central. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's pretty long and pretty in depth. I was just reading it a while ago, and it just kind of back and forth between IOTA's team and anyone from any kind of their peer kind of network that doesn't agree with the IOTA code. And another big IOTA kind of code, another person that was big about the IOTA code was that of Vitalik Buterin. He has also came out and talked about IOTA's code and said it's deeply flawed. So they have had a bit of negative feedback within the crypto world themselves, and that goes to the media attention. It doesn't get kind of positive up and down media attention like Bitcoin or Ripple or Ethereum. It doesn't get any kind of attention like that at all. It just seems to stay within the crypto world. Any little bit of media that they have, you have to go to the specific crypto news sources like Cointelegraph or Coin Central to actually find out about IOTA. It's not really in mainstream media like Bitcoin or Ripple or anything like that. There is a couple of other things as well that I noticed as well about IOTA. If we go back to the CoinMarketCap, you will notice that when I was just about to get into the crypto world, just before that, IOTA mooned way too quickly. For such a young technology, it just kind of took off. Like the technology or the company is not even a year old. Well, it's probably just a year old now. But if you look at a year to date while this loads, you can see that around November, December, IOTA just took off and went up to $5, whereas before that, IOTA was just barely like 2, 3, 4 cents, and it just kind of peaked really quickly. You can see that it launched in June, came out, and then it's at the 20 cents mark, went all the way up to $1 in August, and then it kind of dropped down again, and it went all the way down to 37 cents. So that was when it was kind of in the media spotlight, because it came out with a new system called the Tangle, and their own system compared to their own different type of blockchain. That's when that kind of hype train ran, and then another hype train happened again with the fake, which came out as fake news of the Microsoft FUD. Basically, Microsoft was looking into partnerships and deals with using the Tangle system, but it had nothing to do with investing in the Tangle system or IOTA. So that kind of peaked everything up to way too high, way too quick compared to what its actual value is at the moment. And I think within the $1 to $2 range seems to be a fair valuation of of a cryptocurrency that doesn't really have any physical product yet. Another thing as well, that IOTA is technically, like, you can't really do anything with IOTA just yet. That's one of the big things about me. Uh, like, you can't. It's not really used as a cryptocurrency yet. Like, you can still find places that will take Bitcoin, Ripple, etc. But IOTA doesn't seem to be that kind of a cryptocurrency. Even like the trade amongst yourselves is pretty difficult. Like, I could only trade again with my brother and IOTA through exchanges. I would very I'd be very careful of using their wallet because I just think it's just too scary to use. I think the adoption for new users to use the IOTA wallet is really scary, and it took me a long time to actually figure out how to use the wallet, and I'm still not comfortable with it. So that's why I leave some of my IOTA on Binance or Bitfinex, because I don't really trust their wallet. That's a huge reason why I won't buy any more IOTA. And it's not that I don't trust the technology. The technology is fine to me. It's the actual wallet, the storing of the cryptocurrency is my problem, and the actual transferring of the cryptocurrency between different wallets. Maybe if they had bigger external wallets like Exodus, who seem to have a system that seems a bit more trustworthy than any other wallet that I've noticed. Um, Maybe if they can get like third parties like that to use it, maybe it might be a bit better. But the current IOTA wallet, I don't really trust. I don't trust the nodes that you're connecting to or anything like that. And they're huge issues for me. Um, and that goes back to the trust issue. That's why I won't buy any more IOTA. It's not about the actual tangle or the technology behind it. They need to just find a better way for the average person to find uses, or even just to trade with one another. Do you know what I mean? It's very simple as to use it as just a trading tool, like for the moment anyway. Their big selling point is that they want to create it so it has no transfer or transaction fees, and that's one of the biggest things that they they want to create into the IOTA system, is that they want to get rid of zero fees. Whether or not this is possible is another question. It seems like there's always going to be some kind of fees. Um, they're the main reasons I believe IOTA hasn't hasn't peaked or hasn't gone up uh, like that of Ripple, or hasn't gone up like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin since January. It's because of those reasons. But I still think it's an okay investment. I wouldn't put a lot of my money into it. I don't have a lot in it. I'm happy with my little position that I have in it. Um, Maybe I will continue to monitor what happens with IOTA, because I am interested in technology, but I'm just happy where I am at the moment. And they're just my reasons why I just think it hasn't boosted at all that much since January, or since the last time it actually came up. And that's all I really have to say about that.